Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Max. I appreciate you for being here. This is the daily covered caller, end of day report, end of week. Also, can't believe another week's gone by and we ended on the lows of the week. Also, all right, well, let's see what happened. Let's check the charts first. That was a chart of oil. Oil's ended on the lows or close to the lows. Look at a daily chart of the NASDAQ on the lows and outside of the Bollinger Bands. Last time, it had been a while, and we finished outside of the Bollinger Bands, was right here, the 24th of July. And you know what happened the first week of August. In any event, here we are again, finishing outside the Bollinger Bands on the bearish side. So we'll see. Lots of times it means nothing. It could be a fake out, a huge bear trap. All right. Well, we'll look at SPX. Same thing, not quite as bearish, not outside the Bollinger Band. I put on here a couple of areas on the chart that I think are important. I think that's what they're aiming for, is this lower area right here. It was a gap from a few weeks back on the daily chart. All right, now we'll look at Russell. Russell is actually a little bit stronger in this time frame insofar as it's not, it's not out of the Bollinger Band yet. All right, so, but in the shorter time frames, they were all, I'll start it. Here's USO for USOI. This one, of course, is breaking down outside of the Bollinger Bands and looks like it's trending down, and it's been trying to do that for a while, or it started giving trending, it started to look like it was going to start trending back there. Then it mean reverted back to the other side of the Bollinger Bands, and then it mean reverted again back to the other side of the Bollinger Bands, and now it's starting to look like it's trying to trend lower. So we'll see. All right, we'll do the 30-minute now. Dogs always bark whenever the show comes on. All right, 30 minutes. It's going to be kind of it's a bad situation. In the 30-minute time frame, the market, at least it didn't finish outside the Bollinger Bands, but it did pretty much finish on the lows. All right, well, you can see it also finished well under the profit box, and that's the case for all three. So that's the case for Russell, and it's also the case for triple QI. So now we'll look at the sheet, and we'll see how much damage we've done. Sometimes the first part of the month is dicey. This month right here, I guess that was August. Yeah, that was August. Obviously, that was a really rough start to the month. But let's see, the first 5 days in August, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, we were down 2.5 plus 1.5 is 4, right? Plus 1, 2 is 5.2. Less than $1 million is 4.2. So there's 4.5 million in the first 5 days. Let's see, 4.5 in the first 5 days. So we aren't doing as bad as last month. That you want to look at the good news. We're down, only down like 2.6 million. That's nothing in the first 5 days compared to last month. But August was historic. We had another month with the rough start. Let me compare it to that month. I think maybe it compares well with I guess it compares somewhat well with February. Maybe it was the month I was thinking of. I think it was a month in last year that was a really bad start. February wasn't a great start. lost 2 million in the first 5 days. That's not great, but then the month before that was not a great start either. We lost, well, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that month. This month we lost a little bit in the first. We lost 5 cents a share in the first 5 days. I don't know why I wasn't just looking at it that way. 3 cents a share in the first 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 24 cents a share in the first 5 days. That's a shit show right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's a shit show. On this one, we were down 24 cents, but then by the day 5, we were out of the hole. And then we'll look at August. August is just a total shit show. Let's see. This one, yeah, that was nothing. Okay, here we go. August, late July and August. Down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $1.38. Jeez. Well, now this was after the split though too. Anyway, it was a shitty month. So off to kind of a rough start this month. Triple QY. These guys, I mean, these guys are, that's 10 million, 14 million. Really, 15.1, 15.7, less 2.2, so 13.5. That's bad. 13.5 in the first 5 days, 268 a share. Let's see how August was. August was, I think for triple QI, this is worse than even August. So that was 13.5. So right here, I don't know. This is pretty bad. What's that? 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 2, 15, 14, 13. That's only 13.2. So yeah, for this month is worse than August for triple QI because they only lost 13.2 in the first 5 days last time. They lost 268 a share, or about twice as much as last month. They only lost $1.35 a share last month. Interesting though, boy, they're really taking it out on NASDAQ. That's just kind of interesting to see. All right, so we'll see how IWMY is doing. These guys trade Russell. I never put this one on live updates. What did they sell? They sold the 21.45 strike option. Market closed at 20.91. So what does that mean? Like something like 54 points or something? What was this going to say? 53, 59. Not bad. Not bad. $1.51 a share. That's pretty bad. Let's see how this compares to last month for them. It's about the same. They were down $1.49 at this time last month. I'm scanning back. That looks like it's the roughest start for them in a while. All right. Well, this dividend yield's insane. Surely this number's wrong. There's no way this is right. Let's look and see. Let me just look really quick and make sure the formulas they appear to be turned on and working. Nothing, there doesn't appear to be anything out of line. So, wow, at this point, I'd have to say, let me check and make sure everything else is cool. Huh. Yeah, I think that number's pretty good. Boy, that would be crazy. 368 on IWMY. But you guys are like that. I bet it doesn't stay. Of course, we know why that happens. As the market pulls back, volatility goes up. The bad news is right here, when we look at the buffer report, this is the stocks losing ground as far as the NAV goes, or this is actually total return. This includes dividends, but basically this would, on big down days, these things lose ground because of the NAV losing so much ground. Some lose more ground than others. I always talk about the ones that are more highly powered, meaning they do better on the up days. And those are usually the ones that do worse on the down days, and usually the ones that do poor on the up days, like JEPY, like the Defiance ones. The ones that are more capped do a little better on the down days. So we'll see if that holds true. SPY-T and JEPY got about equal amounts of downside. They did better than SPY-I. SPY-I got virtually all the downside. iSpy got more than all the downside. iSpy is one of the kind of high-powered ones for sure, though. So that's fine. That's what we'd expect. They do great on the upside. XDTE got about 80% downside. SVOL did all right. They were down 1.3, where the benchmark's down 1.7. That's not terrible. ZIVB had a little issue, down 3 when the index is down 1.7. They're down about twice what the index is. KQQQ down about what the index was. FEPI down about what the index was. AIPI showing a little buffer. QQI showing a little buffer. They got about 80% of the downside. There's not a lot of buffer on the board today. Pretty much everything was getting killed. Even the ones that usually have more buffer, like JEPY and QQI, got murdered today. When the market sells off 2.6%, there's not a lot that these funds can do. They'll lose a little bit less, but due to the option premium. Oil YQQQ doesn't look that good. That's an inverse QQQ fund. I mean, up 0.5% is nothing to sneeze at, but they're obviously capped out, and the fund blew past the strikes on the downside. I'm not following those strikes specifically, or you can tell that's likely what happened. All right, YMAX got all the downside. YMAG got all the downside. QYLD got about 80%. That's not bad. GPIQ, 80% or so the downside. QQI got about 70%. They have a little buffer. JEPQ is showing some buffer. I'd say that's about 70%. ULTY got all the downside and then some, of course. GPIX, the Goldman SPX-based fund, got about 90% downside. Look at old IWMY. Great job. Now, these guys got some buffer. Of the 3 Defiance funds, this was the one that got some buffers, only down a point, where their index is down 1.9. That makes a pretty big difference right there. That's what I like to see. Here's IWMI, which is a competing fund, got quite a bit more downside, about 40% more downside to 42% more or something like that. All right, RYLD. Now, RYLD had a lot of buffer. Nice job. Nice job, RYLD. That's a Global X fund. IVVW looking good today. The Russell fund's looking good today. Some of them looking better than Defiance. Bally got about all the downside, to be fair. Clip, nice job, Clip. You can see these other ones for yourself. That's the First Trust Covered Call Fund. There's IWM. I have that on there twice. THTA. Anyway. All right. We'll look at that other places. I have a secondary and a tertiary sheet as well. Let's check out some of those. All right, the only weakness is, and I can do it really quick, iSpy, the iSpy price. See, it says 42.61. That's not, that was like yesterday's price or something. It will not live update it. I was saying today, I probably just need to go to Excel, but I just don't like to do spreadsheets. I'd rather just like quit doing spreadsheets. I think that's what I'll try to do. All right. So yesterday's close on these guys was, I have to manually input it. Well, 42.61. So today's close was 41.96. I have to do both of them. $41.96. So that means their cumulative total, they're down 3.9%. So I measured just for this month. So this is the benchmark. This is S&P, and this is since August 30th. These guys are down 4.2%. Now, this was a freaking monster pullback today. They pulled back. We were down 2.5% yesterday. This is cumulative up or down, cumulative change. Okay. SVOL. So SVOL was only down 3.3%. That's great. It has a little buffer versus SPX. We always wanted stuff to be down less than SPX. The trade-off is it's also usually up less too in most of these strategies. All right, ZIVB, this one is sensitive to pops and volatility definitely popped today. So, and it's been popping lately. So that happens. THTA is down about 2% on the month. JPY is down 3%. iSpy is down, we'll call that 4%. XDTE down 4.1%. SPY down 3.5%. FEPI down 5%. It's definitely a high-powered one, though, but the high-powered ones pull back the furthest. And YMAX is as well. JEPI is only down 2%. That's good. GPIX down 4%, but it's definitely high-powered. T-SPY is looking like it's going to be on the high-powered end of it. So you would definitely say here, just eyeballing it real quick, THTA, which, you know, is not a super popular fund, but it did a great job. It's supposed to dampen volatility, and it damn sure dampened volatility this week. And it's a slow and steady payer. Now, it had a little problem the first week of August, you guys may have seen, but JEPI also is doing well compared to the other ones. So let's see. Did we talk about this one? $1.09 is the dividend estimate. We do need to talk about this one. Then you guys can seriously go. So yeah, $2.39. Let's see. They sold 72 strike options. The market closed at 68.93. So that's not a calculation. I just did it in my head, but we need to subtract 68.93 from 72. So what is that? 307. So that's going to be a pretty big hickey. Speaking of starting on a bad foot for the month, these guys are underwater 85 cents. Last month they started hot. They won the first three trades. A month before that they were hot as well. These guys have been on fire. Oh well, for the most part. But at the end of the month last month was bad for these guys. So oil's pulling back, and when oil's pulling back, even though their volatilities go up and they collect more premium, their NAV's getting hit. And we've seen that in the we've seen their NAV get hit, of course, right here over there, USOY. Look, it's down almost as much as the benchmark, virtually no buffer. And it's been down a bunch. I think it's been down more at some points. Really, the only thing that was up today was TLTW, flight to safety, probably, because bonds sometimes are a flight to safety. But yeah, it was a bad day in the market. And, what it's looking like, and I mentioned this a few days ago. I had an update at lunch, and it was either here where we rallied up, or maybe here, or maybe here. And I said, watch out, this it could be a dead cat bounce. And then I said, if we get under this area right here, it was when we were up here because we hadn't got into this area yet. I said, we'll probably go to halfway. But I said, if we get past halfway, we'll probably go down here to this gap fill. There's a price area on the chart here where the market didn't trade overnight. Anyway, those areas attract price for some reason, just like this area attracted price for whatever reason. So I wouldn't be at all surprised next week if we visit 534 or so on the SPY, which would be right about the middle of there. All right, guys. Well, I hope you had a good week. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're going to do this weekend. And what am I going to do? I'm trying to think. I'm going to watch football. I want to watch football. I have some videos to make, though. I'm behind on making videos. I need to make videos tonight. I need to make like 3 videos tonight. But then so I can watch football all day tomorrow. All right, guys. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day.